Islanders. Anyway, first I'd like to answer a question that's been discussed kind of a little. Heaney Baristas in my town? Probably not. It'd probably be one of those places that would be built and would be allowed to be built, but there would probably be a column in the paper right next to the court proceedings listing who had gone into it that week. I don't know of very many places like that around here. I know of like one or two, but they're all in like neighboring cities. So, and obviously I've never been in one. Anyway, the two things I want to talk about today both occurred kind of in my American literature class this week. The first of which is that I chose Slaughterhouse-Five as my book report book. I'm about halfway through it, and so far it's really not a terrible book. It's not hard to follow at all if you can keep up with like time travel, but it's a really weird book. Summaries I've read about it said that it's like a science fiction anti-war novel, and I can kind of see how it's anti-war, but at the same time it's just like, it's kind of written in a sort of rambling style, which I kind of compare to Catcher in the Rye, but it's not like about an angsty teenager, it's about this guy who like becomes unstuck in time. It's a pretty good book, and I don't think I'm going to regret reading it, but I don't know how difficult it is going to be to do the book report project things on it. Because on one hand it's very cinematic, and yet it's just sort of rambling all over the place, so if I did something like, say, a comic, I wouldn't be able to connect anything, and it'd just be kind of a jumble of scenes. The second thing is that yesterday and today we watched The Crucible in American literature. The Crucible was written in the 40s-ish, around the time of McCarthyism, and it's about the Salem witch trials. Before watching The Crucible, I really didn't have any idea what the Salem witch trials were all about, but after watching it, I can definitely see how it relates to McCarthyism. If you don't know, McCarthy was a legal person, lawyer or something in the communism during the Red Scare that accused anyone and everyone of being a communist, and he gained a lot of support. Sort of like the Glenn Beck of post-World War II. I thought it was actually a really good movie, and it was well done, and apparently it's based mostly on factual events, which makes it all the better. One of the things I liked most about it was its undertones of like religious scares, because, I mean, it has to do with people accusing each other of being witches, right? And the witch part came out of supposedly the Bible somewhere. Anyway, I'm not well versed in that, so I'm not going to say anything further, but it's a very good movie, and it was adapted from a play, which I haven't read, but is probably just as good. Thing number 3 that has nothing to do with American literature. In Minnesota, we have to take these things called the MCAs. The MCAs are a series of standardized tests that you have to take every year, reading, writing, and math, up till 9th grade, and in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade you take one test per year. 9th grade is writing, 10th grade is reading, 11th grade is math. Being a junior, I'm going to take the math test this year, and I've never been worried about taking this math test, you know, no matter what my teachers say, because I've always been one of those students that is pretty good at math. But they're forcing us all to take these MCA prep sessions where they shorten our schedule in the morning and provide for like a 40-minute session with 2 teachers and, you know, a room full of 30 kids. Basically, these sessions consist of the teachers giving us packets to do. I'm just a little ticked off that I have to get put in a room every Tuesday and Thursday for 2 weeks and forced to do practice tests that are like 80 questions long. Anyway, I've got a larger than usual homework load and a column to write, so I gotta go, and I'll see Anna tomorrow.